Hey everybody, par for the discourse, January 17th, 2021. Got that right. I'm Nicole coming to you from Madrid, and this is Erica coming from Brooklyn. So yeah, we've been doing this now for a good 10, 11 months, this little podcast we've got going, little archives of our conversations. And let's just get up to speed how things have been going this new year. We already said 2021 is started off with a real blast in a lot of ways, negative and positive. I feel like I am in quarantine again. I am, just to let you know. Um, I haven't left the house in like 9 days, only to go to the store twice. I know it sounds bad, and I feel like I'm back in that like Corona mode, but it's actually not for that reason. Um, we're in the state of emergency. It started to snow here on the 8th. And because it never snows in Madrid, we got hammered with snow and we had no plows or anything to get us out. So that's where we are now. That today is 8 or 9 days after the fact, and we're still
I
at
was
home.
just- You said the snow came on the 8th, today's the 17th,
Yeah.
and you're
So
still in a state of emergency.
just to say, it did snow 18 to 24 inches, and it never snows here. So it was like, that's a lot of snow even for a place that snows. You know what I mean? So the past week has been funny watching people with dust brooms and little dust pans trying to clean themselves up. People don't have shovels. I mean, they'd have better chance with a cigarette lighter, like melting it away at this point. So I had no work all last week.
Do you have the leaf blowers? Maybe that would leaf blower.
It's all ice. Oh, that's another thing. I can't wait to get my heating bill. Um, we never have the heat on for longer than like 2, 3 hours a day, if that, because we've been like housebound and we've had record breaking temperatures. Never is this cold. It's been on like nonstop. I'm going back to work tomorrow, but the rest of Madrid, like the kids' schools, the universities start tomorrow. Other schools will start Wednesday. It's unbelievable to me. And they've already had to tag on to June. Not to mention, while I'm getting all emails about, I have exams this week at my school. I've got a shit ton of emails about Corona kids and the cases. We're in like a serious third wave here, like really bad. But again, are you surprised? Right after Christmas, I almost think they shouldn't even be talking about this on the news anymore. It's like, yeah, you gave us permission to go up mix at Christmas time. So yeah, the numbers are high. So I don't want to be near anybody. I'm like back to that mode
Yeah,
again.
I was telling you about a call I was on last night. One of my friends currently has it because she had to go back to work. She took all of her time off from the university that she works at, took her bereavement, took her holiday time, tried to stay away from going into the office as much as possible. And she's pretty sure that's where she caught it. Because otherwise she's hasn't been around anybody. She moved into a new house. She's
Even with
just
the
been,
mask on?
unpacked.
Even with the mask on, huh? It's not 100% foolproof. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know like what the, just going into the building, having to, there's people there. I don't know. Well, I wanted to, so we have been doing this for a while. I wanted to remind, we're trying to have some series, some consistency with what we talk about. And, we had talked about doing some series where we file under asshole was one.
mhm.
Another, I had talked about the positive things that we're getting out of COVID or, this time,
Mhm.
we could go on and on about the negative and that's easy to do. A lot of people can get really hokey with all of the positivity of this time and things slowing down and
Well,
appreciating
time for
nature.
meditation now.
But our style of positive things is more like, I like wearing a mask so I can make fun of people and they can't see the face that I'm making.
I don't have to see family members that disgust me. Like,
I was I was You or I see a neighbor across the street and, oh, I didn't recognize you. Sorry, I didn't say hi.
Yeah.
Those are kind of positives. So one of my positives, because it definitely is January here in New York and it's cold. I mean, I don't think anybody's complaining anymore because it's nice having this thing on your face.
Yeah. Yeah. Keeps
You
you
know, it's
warm.
like I haven't even pulled my scarves out because I wear like a bandana and then I tuck it under my shirt or whatever, my coat.
Mhm.
So I'm all covered. I haven't even pulled winter scarves out.
Same
So
here. Same here.
plus on that side. And then in to just tack on to what you said about not having to see family for the holidays. I didn't want to say anything last week, but I did lose my 95-year-old grandmother, and rest in peace, Evelyn Stella. But I didn't have to go to the funeral. And for me, that was a positive. Actually, it was a funeral that I was dreading to have to attend because of all of the people. It's like having to go to a wedding. You don't want to see
Yeah.
everybody. And I got to honor her in my own way. And that's something that I don't, it's not great to get used to, but I'm chalking that one up to the positive of this too. I avoided
You dodged a bullet there.
yeah.
Who would have ever predicted that that would have been the way this whole thing turned out? I mean, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I think that celebrating a person's life doesn't have to mean such misery, forced on others. We should be able to honor them in our own way. So cheers to that.
Totally agree with you there.
So we talked about Bridgerton and all of these. Let's talk about Netflix. I found a little thing that I never thought I would do, but it really helped out. I wanted to just hurry up and get it over with. Like I was watching the last episode and I don't know what it was. I looked at the time and I think we were going for a walk or something. And I knew like Ronnie was waiting for me to finish. And I went to the thing on the computer and I sped it up, like sped up the show. And I didn't, it was great. I almost didn't even realize, like the last half hour of the show, their voices go up a little bit, they're moving a little faster, but
oh, you mean you didn't forward through it, you actually made the thing, like you put it on a different speed, like the actual,
yeah, like 1.5 or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know you can do that with podcasts, and I've never done it because I like I listen to Bill Burr and I like listening to his voice, and I know I've seen it on podcasts that there's that speed up button, and I thought
YouTube
I guess
YouTube.
Yeah, like I can see using that, like if I'm listening to like a news or something, or I don't know, book on tape. But I did it with Netflix, and I found that it was it was funny.
It didn't distort it too much, because some people's voices it distorts. No, okay, that's funny.
Listen, I didn't think the show was all that great. I thought it's kind of meant for teenagers. I'll just say, it's very,
yeah. There's a lot of hype about it.
I don't, yeah. So are you watching anything on Netflix since you've been home a lot?
Well, I'm watching This Is Us, which I'm sure you are as well. That's not Netflix, but
that's right. See, last week I wanted to make the joke and say, oh, did you watch This Is Us? And then your response would be yes. And I'd say, no, I meant The Capitol.
yeah, because This Is Us, yeah.
Because This Is Us.
I'm watching that. I'm really into like anything that's a mini series I like. We've talked about this before, because I don't have to invest a lot of time. I don't know what this says about me, but I watch it. It's like watching a long movie, like what you said. And I really like anything that's like a thriller type. I told you a few that you watched as well. But I watched The Stranger, finished that last night. It's like a British, I think you said you saw it.
You know what? That one can go in the category of shitty title.
Again, yeah.
When you said it, I wrote it down and I was like, The Stranger, okay. And it's such a horrible title that I didn't remember that I had already watched it. So
Yeah.
that's how bad that title is. As soon as I saw the character, I was like, oh, and
Yeah. Because what I did was after I was looking up one of the actors on there and I was on IMDb, and you know how they put that thing like, if you're interested in this, you might like, and I've seen almost everything they recommend because it's that style. And then I came across this other one called The Killings, another horrible name. Like The Killings, really? You couldn't think of anything a little more,
right.
But I started last night and that so far it's captivating. So that's like, it's not a mini series though. It's like a 3-season thing. It's over. It started like 2011 to 14 or something like that.
I started Your Honor with Bryan Cranston last night.
How's that? No?
I'm only 2 episodes in.
Because I like him.
I know. If you're, it's on Showtime. So far, so good.
Oh, so you do like it. I thought you were going to say something negative.
Well, I'm, it's like, it's getting into it, I guess. It seems to have a lot of twists and turns. Like then I start predicting, like I think I know what's going to happen, and I'm never right.
Eduardo does that. He gets pissed at me for like, I know Ronnie gets pissed at you for the same thing. Like when you make comments, that they like pause it. They're like, if you're going to say something, stop it and then make the comment. I'm like, what? You can't do 2 things at once? You can't watch and listen to my commentary? You don't like my,
right?
You don't like my narration? But he does something that pisses me off. He'll like try to predict the whole entire thing. Oh, I know what this is going to happen. This guy is the one that's da 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 da. And a lot of times he's right. And I'm like, why don't you shut up now? Why don't you shut up? Let me watch.
Like the Safe with Michael C. Hall. I was pretty sure I knew it was her. Or, well, I thought it was somebody else too, but she was on my radar. I was like,
It's funny you mentioned that one because I told my mother about that because she likes those things too. And I said, check this one out. So she wrote me back later on. She's like, yeah, so I started watching it and I was like, wait a second, I've already seen this. Same thing like what
The
you
Stranger?
did. No, Safe. Safe. It's a couple years old. She's like, I guess that title didn't do much for her either. It's like, wait a second, I've seen this already.
Yeah, that was exactly what happened. I was just like, I'm looking at the woman. I know she had that like long brown coat on, the main woman in the.
Yeah.
I was, why does this look familiar? Oh, because I've seen it. All right, so there was okay, so last week, or well, the week before, I had predicted that, and I said, well, I don't understand how all these people didn't know this was going to happen if I knew what was going to happen. Last week, I talked about telling my Chris Rock story, which is something I talked about. Like, I think, when did we talk about? I think we would also, another thing on this podcast is you and I are reminiscing about our time when we were younger. Nicole and I have known each other since we were like teenagers and throughout college and our 20s and 30s. And so I have this Chris Rock story that's like funny if I tell it the right way. And I said last week that I'd tell it this week. And he was actually in the news, and I had no idea that he had the special coming out. And the rumor is that he was supposed to be cast as George Costanza, or he was considered to be George Costanza if they decided to take Seinfeld in a different direction.
That's probably because
Anyway.
Jerry's good friends with him.
Well, so that's what makes this funny, is this story is about Jerry Seinfeld and Chris Rock. So I'll paint the picture. It is like 1999. I couldn't remember it was 98 or 99. I think it's 1999. And I went to college on the Upper East Side, and so it was mostly dance majors, theater majors, and communication majors. And a lot of people got internships at NBC. And my friend Matt was a page for Saturday Night Live, which was like a really common thing for communications majors. To get an internship and be a page, which was basically being a gopher, get coffee, escort people from here to there, whatever. They had probably every season, they probably have like 100 pages. I mean, there's a lot of people that do that. So every Saturday night that there was a live show, he would tell me and my friends where the after party was. So at this point, we had been to like 3 or 4 after parties. It was the spring. And then the finale show was like the big party at the end of the year. So even though we had been to a couple of these, the one at the end of the year was at a bigger location.
Which is great, if I can interrupt you, which is amazing that you're even allowed, like you're invited.
Oh, hey, this is pre 9/11. That's the thing that's really kind of fun to relive this, because there's so many things that couldn't happen anymore, probably. Like, I'm sure in 2004, the page didn't get to just text all of his friends and tell them where the event was, and they just got to walk in because they were friends with.
And that guy wouldn't probably even be allowed in either anymore.
You're right, actually. Well, sometimes I think that some of the pages had to go to the party, like they were still working or something, or they had to make sure that people got their cabs and stuff. I don't know. I might be making that up.
But anyway, go ahead, continue.
Okay. So
finale.
You're so right. I didn't even think about that. So it's the finale, and it used to be on the Upper West Side at this, like, there was always this one spot it was at, but the last one was down in Soho at this really nice place. In the back courtyard of this restaurant was like this big garden. It was really big and spacious. It was beautiful. And I'm there with 4 of my friends, and it's just like Michael Jordan, Madonna, just everybody's there, and all the cast members, but also just random celebrities. It was just really overwhelming. Like, you're like
totally starstruck.
You're like a fly against the wall, and somehow we get a table, and so we sit down at this table, and on the other side of the room, like, it's like there's definitely like a bustle, like people, photographers, all going on, like, let's say in this area, but it's very big. And I look way over in the corner and I see Jerry Seinfeld and Chris Rock, and they're sitting by themselves. And if like at the time, like that seemed odd to me, but if you like know about like them, like they don't want to be where the cameras are and
they're
everything.
Comedians, they're recluses. They don't want to be like,
they want to sit like over in the corner and people watch, just like
make fun of
my friends want to do, right? But we were a little bit more at this table that was kind of in the middle of everything, because now all my friends are trying to act cool. We're trying to act like we belong there, because I honestly, if I think about it, I think somebody could have said, who are you guys? Get out of here at any point. Like, that could have happened, right? We just were trying to act like we belonged there.
You're blending. Blending in.
We were trying. And also, by the way, this is after the show has ended, so it's like 1, 2 in the morning. It's late at night.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we were like we would like pre-party until we got the message, which I don't know, was that smoke signals back then or I had a pager. I don't know if I had a cell phone yet. I had a pager.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there at this table and I see the two of them and everybody's talking and I don't tell anybody like, hey, look who's over there. You know, I don't say anything to my friends. And Jerry's back is to me, but I know it's him. And Chris Rock is looking at towards me. I realize that Chris Rock is looking at me. And I'm like, catch his eye. And I realize that he says something to Jerry. And Jerry does this. This is my impression of Jerry Seinfeld's response to what Chris Rock said to him about me. Now, I don't know for sure, but I am pretty sure that I read Chris Rock's lips and he said, wow, look at that white girl's titties.
Can you tell me what you were wearing at the time?
Now, I can't prove that, I can't prove any of this because when I looked at all my friends, nobody's paying attention. No one saw that happen. No one saw any of it. But I know what I was wearing that night, and I know that's what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a little tiny, I had a little skinny spaghetti strap dress on.
I could see all of this perfectly. I could envision all of this perfectly.
He just like agreed with him and turned around and I was like, did anybody just see that? What he was just, and like now, like I was saying, like my friends were all just like trying to be cool and trying to look like they fit in. And if myself, like reliving that were in my 40-year-old mind, would have gone over and started talking to them and told them I was like an aspiring comedian or something, just started making something up. And, but I didn't. And I, you know, that was the end of the story from there. But
no, I think that that ended perfectly. It would have been ridiculous had you gone over. Because at the time, let's face it,
I was
20 years old.
I was 20. I don't even think I was legal to, yeah, because it was like 19 or 20.
Yeah. I mean, that and the fact that you didn't tell anybody, no one saw it, I think that makes it really special too. That and him turning around. I don't know if that's out of character because I'm trying to think like when someone says something about someone behind you, usually you kind of wait for them to come. You don't look.
Well, that was the thing that like he just and it was like I just looked at, I was staring right at both of them and I was just like, oh my gosh, they're talking about me. And it was, I was so frozen in the moment and none of my friends saw it. And I was just like, that just happened. Did anybody, okay.
Did you tell anybody this after you left, you told them?
After we left, I remember going to like a diner after. Yeah, I definitely told them after. And it was like, yeah, it didn't really, I mean, if he came over to the table and started talking to us, that would have been a whole other thing. But they're comedians, you know, they were just sitting there.
I was gonna say, like, I think you and I are different here with this kind of thing. Like most people would be like, oh my God, Madonna. Like, but everyone would be all like all over that shit where I'd rather see Chris Rock and Jerry Seinfeld any day of the week. Like that would be my, that's where I want to be, not with Madonna.
Well, who would you, right? Like I wanted to see Madonna.
Well, maybe Madonna's not the best example.
But I just would want to see her. Like I wanted to go over and talk to them. And then it was
right. That's what
like, those are the people I want to like, I want to get like, go chat with them. Yeah, I wouldn't want to talk to Madonna. I don't
That's what I'm saying. The interaction, I'd rather with those people. Yeah. Great story. I love that.
Yeah, that's my, you know, yeah. That was, and then I was in a sneaker shop on the Upper West Side a couple years ago, and he was the only other person in the store.
Who, Jerry? Jerry?
No, that's Rock.
Oh, okay.
And I was working at the yoga studio.
I don't remember you telling me about that.
It was when, you know, that yoga studio on the
Yeah.
Upper West Side. And I went into the sneaker shop and he was in there and it was just me and him in the sneaker shop. And I was like, can't say anything. It's so weird. And then I just felt like I looked like I was stalking him because I knew it was him. And then I felt like as a New Yorker, I'm making him uncomfortable because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
New
they
Yorkers,
do that on a daily
just
basis.
leave celebrities alone. Just leave them alone. But, you know, of course I wanted to say, hey.
I think people who are from big cities or whatnot, they understand that. Like, you don't want to start bothering people. It's like a dick thing to do. But it's like the tourists and those types of people that go running. I think I told you about the time, God, I don't even know what the hell we were doing in this part of the neighborhood, but we were like near Columbus Circle. I don't know why we were there. Eduardo and I, was like late at night. Like, we were probably coming back from something and we were like walking. It was summer. And
Oh, probably that movie theater up there, I bet. When
yeah,
we went back in the day when we went to movie theaters.
I think that's what it was. Now that you say it, I think you're right.
That's the only reason I would go over there.
Yeah, I'm like, why was I there? I think you're right. So we're walking back and we see in the distance Adrian Brody walking up the street, and he's like he's got like a deli bag. You know what I'm saying? He went to a bodega and got an iced tea, and he's walking down the street. But we're like playing it cool, like, oh look, there's Adrian Brody, like whatever. And these girls come running down the street out of nowhere, like probably from Jersey, I'm sure. I could just they reeked of it. They're running down the road like, oh my God, can I get, it wasn't the days where you had pictures or like it wasn't that we had phones with cameras on them. So I think they probably said, can I get your autograph, or can I, something stupid like that. And the poor guy's like walk into his apartment probably 12:01 in the morning. And these people are like, I was like, oh.
I wonder if people who, like celebrities who their careers like gone through this time, if they like long for the days where they could just scribble their name on something instead of getting a camera in their face.
Yeah.
Or if the camera in your face, I mean, I guess it's like you're bothered, but the camera in your face seems easier, but more intrusive.
And I'm just like, why do you want to, I don't know. No filter there. I mean, it's like, whatever.
One time we were in Fort Greene and we were walking down the street and Paul Giamatti was coming towards us. And I wasn't going to say anything, just, maybe you smile or nod or say hello, treat him like a neighbor. Ronnie just yells at him, big fan. We're big fans. Like, really, like he's got a very loud, booming voice. Yeah. And like Paul Giamatti kind of like
wasn't having
a little, oh, thank you. Like it startled him. I was like, you scared him.
Yeah, I prefer to just keep it low with that stuff. I don't know. I've had a couple of those sightings, but I don't know.
No one ever commented on your tits?
Never. I'm not even gonna ask. Although I did see Ice-T once on like by myself on a street. I think like 8th Street. He's coming like this, and I'm the one that, like, I guess I was paying attention to something else and I thought I saw him, and then I did one of those where I turned around and he turned around too, and I saw him, and then I just kept going. Like, yeah, that was Ice-T. What am I gonna say? Hey, like what do you? I don't know.
And you wonder, like, did he go, oh my gosh, is this girl like gonna start freaking out? You know what I mean? Like, because that's happened to them. Like, is that why he like? Do you know what I mean? Like,
maybe,
it's not.
I did turn around because I wanted to verify that I saw somebody. That's it. I mean, to myself though, not.
But he's like, oh, this girl's gonna start chasing after me. I better.
But never any tits or asses comments.
So once in a lifetime. Like I said, no one else saw it, but I do know what I was wearing that night, so I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
And if not, I like that version of the story. So we'll
Yeah.
go with that.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna watch The Killings. Is
Oh,
that
you
one?
are gonna start it?
Well, yeah, that and Your Honor.
All
But
right.
yeah, Killings.
We'll see how it goes. I am only one into it. I'm like, all right, I'll see how this goes.
Oh, hey, I got my mom's Netflix. I think I told you this last week. I got my mom. Oh, there's Domi looking out the window.
Oh yeah.
I got my mom's Netflix up and running. She's watching The Crown.
Oh God.
I've influenced her.
She's
only in season 1 and she goes, I don't remember some of this stuff. It's really interesting. So I love it. I'm excited. I have somebody else to chat with about it.
All right.
I think we did a good 30 minutes or so, it seems like.
All right. So we'll cut this and we'll resume next week with I'll be back out into the world, so I'll probably have some good material of
good.
asshole stories to tell you.
Yes.
And this week's January 20th, so we don't know what's to bring in that realm of assholes as well that could be out and about.
Well, we went from insurrection to impeachment to this week is inauguration.
Yeah.
Just, the hits keep coming. Every Wednesday is something new.
Wednesday's the new Sunday.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Let's see if we make it through round 3.
Okay. Take care. Talk to you later.